Part 3 of Student Ministers 1931 to 1961 begins with Alfred Scipione. Alfred was a graduate of Denison University in Greenville, Ohio, and Colgate-Rochester Divinity School. While at CRDS, he served as student minister at LABC from 1943 to 1945. Following graduation, he accepted a call to serve as associate pastor at First Baptist Church, Syracuse, New York, and then moved to Tullen, New York, where he served as pastor until 1953. And it was in 1953 that Reverend Scipione accepted a call to serve as associate pastor at First Baptist Church in Columbia, Missouri. Next we have John MONROE, who grew up in Long Beach, California, and attended school there. Then he enrolled at Stanford University, graduating in 1941. After 1 year of studies at Berkeley Baptist Divinity School, he transferred to Colgate-Rochester Divinity School and graduated in 1944. While at Colgate-Rochester Divinity School, he served at LABC from 1943 until 1944. After serving in Baptist churches in Ohio and California, his ordination was recognized by the Methodist Church in the Nevada-California Annual Conference. He then served as pastor, campus minister, and district superintendent in Northern California and Reno. And in 1962, he was appointed pastor at Glide Memorial United Methodist Church in San Francisco. The Glide Church became the groundbreaking ministry with the gay and lesbian population in the Tenderloin District in San Francisco in the mid-1960s. Francis Field Fisher was born on May 6, 1915, in Washington. Francis graduated from Whatcom High School and then did college work at Western Washington College and the University of Washington, graduating in 1943. From 1943 to 1946, he was enrolled at CRDS, while at the same time doing studies at the Eastman School of Music, and it was during these years that he served as student minister at LABC from 1944 to 1946. Upon graduation, he accepted a call to serve as minister of music at First Baptist Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and by 1949 he became senior pastor at that church. And it was in that year that he suffered a tragic accident that could have ended his life. In August of 1951, he resigned his position at First to begin studies at the White Institute of Psychiatry, and at the same time he began doing some special writing and edited for the American Baptist Ministers and Missionary Benefit Board in New York City. From that time until 1959, he worked in various positions at the MMBB. Elmer West was a graduate of the University of Richmond, which was followed by enrollment at CRDS in 1947, and it was during this time that he served at LABC as student minister from 1944 to 1945. And next we have another student who studied at the University of Richmond. Jack ZUBER from Churchville, New York, studied there, followed by 3 years of study at CRDS. And during that time, from 1943 to 1944, he also served at LABC as a student minister. Next, we have Robert H. Emmons, who served as LABC as student minister during his time at CRDS from 1945 to 1946. After graduation from seminary, he served at First Baptist Church in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, East Aurora Baptist Church in East Aurora, New York, and First Baptist Church of Erie, Pennsylvania. Earl Abel was born in 1924 in Baileyville, Illinois. He eventually ended up at North American Baptist Seminary in Rochester, New York in 1924 to do his college work. Having completed his college degree, he then studied at the University of Rochester, enrolling in the fall of 1946 at Colgate-Rochester Divinity School, and from 1946 to 1948, he served as student minister at LABC. He completed his education after spending 1 year of studies at Westminster College in Cambridge, England. Then his first pastorate was at First Baptist Church, Camillus, New York, where he was ordained in 1950 by the Onondaga Baptist Association. In January 1957, he accepted a call to the Noank Baptist Church in Connecticut. Then in 1959, while serving at the Noank Baptist Church, he began studies at Yale University in preparation for teaching.